Hello and welcome to Your City with the Mayor. I'm Spokane Mayor David Condon. We're joined today by very special guests from our longtime sister city of Limerick, Ireland. The relationship began in 1990 and the bond of friendship has strengthened over every year. Over the years, the interaction has included delegation visits like today, exchanges between faculty of Eastern Washington University and the University of Limerick, city employees and amateur theater groups. This year, we're pleased to welcome Limerick's Mayor Kieran O'Halloran and City County Chief Executive Con Murray to Spokane for this visit. Welcome to Spokane and thanks for visiting us from Limerick.
Thank you, Mayor.
So for our viewers at home, tell us a little bit about Limerick, the city and the county.
Well, we've amalgamated the city and the county just about 3 years ago now, and the population is about 100,000 in the city and about 95,000 in the county. And it's had challenges, and but with the amalgamation we have 40 councillors, and that's like the Senate, I suppose, like, you know, having that many in front of you. And I chair those meetings, and yeah, it's been a challenge, but I think we're, you know, the ship is just getting about an even keel now at this stage, and we're making absolutely wonderful progress.
And you got a great chief executive. Tell us a little bit about what are some of the industries in Limerick?
We have a kind of a spread taking place in the context of pharmaceuticals, which is a cluster which has grown in the Midwest. It's been driven very much in the city aspect of it. IT and IT development, ICT development, has been a major part of Limerick for years and would have had a very strong reputation on the innovation. And back in the 70s, 80s, Limerick was actually the largest exporter of software development in the world. So we're trying to recapture that whole space in the context of innovation. And the third element of it, in terms of the growth now that's taking place, is in the movie and TV business.
Oh, really?
We've now established in the former Dell factory, and Dell will be familiar to many of your people, and we purchased it, we've done a deal in relation to it, and we now have the largest studios in Ireland based in Limerick itself, so we're going to make movies.
You've been in the city for some time. Tell us a little bit about the geography. Like Spokane, you're on a river. What river?
We're on the River Shannon. It's the biggest river in Ireland, and in the past, Limerick would have turned its back on the river, but now we see it as a huge asset, you know, to our city, and we have a lot of water sports there, and beautiful hotels in the city centre, you know, facing the River Shannon. But you know, industry, we're very successful with industry now in Limerick, and we have Shannon Airport, which is only about 15 minutes, a big international airport, and that's connected to, you know, to many places throughout the world. It's an international airport, and some of the first flights from America came in there, like when that opened up, and when the flights came from the States. Quality of life is, you know, is easygoing in Limerick. We have a wonderful university like you have here in Spokane. You have 4 universities, I think, here. We have one full university, we have an Institute of Technology, and we have a teacher training college. So the population in the city is, as I said, about 100,000. But during the academic year then, we have like 20,000 students. So it's a very young population in the city.
And have you grown up in Limerick yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Grown up nearly 65 years ago, and I was elected onto the council in '91, a year after we twinned here with Spokane.
Okay, yeah.
So I've been here twice, but I was elected, as I said, in '91, and I'm a councillor 26 years now, I think it is, and I was the mayor of Limerick City 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So then I was actually the 800th mayor of Limerick. Now, I don't know what number you are in the pecking order here.
Well,
like,
you know, I'm the 44th, and I remember when one of your predecessors was here, I believe she was the 844th mayor.
Right,
so we both have rugby jerseys that have our number on the back, yes.
And that's a big thing in Limerick sport, actually, you know. We have a wonderful a stadium, Thomond Park is called, and rugby is very important in Limerick, but all sports we have our own Gaelic hurling, and our football, and soccer is a big thing.
When I was there a couple of years ago, I watched hurling. I couldn't quite get my arms around how the sport works, but it was...
well, it's a small little ball and a stick, and it's something like hockey, I suppose, in a certain extent, but you know, the level of skill involved in that, like, you know, to get the win the All Ireland is you know, is second to none, and it's magic to watch it.
Well, the office of mayor is a big deal, and you guys wear the mayor's chain, the sheriff's chain. You said.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit of the history of the chain.
So this is over 200 years old at this stage, and at one stage we would have had a sheriff and a mayor, but that was amalgamated then to become the mayor. So I use this when you know, when I have my suit on. But I also wear a big chain with the robes. Now we have red robes. And just a funny story, I visit schools, primary schools that are maybe from 4 years of age to 11. So during my year as mayor, I would have visited 10,000 to 20,000 kids, like throughout Limerick City and County. But about 2 weeks ago, I got out of the mayor's car with my red robe on, and there was two boys playing in the schoolyard, and one guy said to the other, quick, come in. He said, here's the Pope. He said, come in. So, but the big robe, the big chain, it's solid gold, and we use it to commemorate certain events. And this year we're adding a link, we call these links, but to the big chain, to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the birth of John F. Kennedy. Because he's ancestors on his parents' side came from Limerick. The other side came from Wexford. So in 1963 he came to Limerick, and he was made a freeman of the city, and he was to come back, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So we're adding a link this year now to commemorate the birth of John F. Kennedy. And
my family, my great-grandfather came from Tipperary.
Oh, is that right?
And
yeah.
Came here by way of the railroad. So when I was there a couple of years ago visiting, we stopped by the family homestead there in Tipperary, and we've now, and he came out by the railroad and had 8 children here, and my grandfather.
Good Irishman.
Yeah, good Irishman.
Good Irishman. Yeah. And just another interesting fact there with President Kennedy. When his family came to from Bruff in County Limerick to Boston, all they brought with them, because it was after the famine, they brought the Bible. That's all they brought with them. And that particular Bible was used at the inauguration of President Kennedy. So we've good links there, you know.
So you've been the first executive that's merged or amalgamated the two governments. We've talked about that a lot in our city and county. How's it been going, and what were some of the lessons learned?
It's gone well. I think is the first thing in relation to it. It was something which wasn't fully accepted. It was a political decision.
You're the first one in the country, aren't you?
We were the first to actually make the move, and first city and county in terms of municipal government and county government to actually come together. The strengths have been there's a better oversight on the overall planning, infrastructural development, and primarily economic development, and that's where we have gained a huge strength in the Midwest. As an authority. We've actually worked with the elected members very closely. We have a clear plan in terms of Limerick 2030 to provide a serious number of jobs. Originally we said 12,000. We're 2 years into a 15-year plan, and we've actually delivered 9,000. We now have to revise those figures, but we are rejuvenating the heart of the city. Now, alongside that,
tell us a little bit about that. When I was there, you're also on a river, and very similarly, we talk about that here. For the city of Spokane, it was always this industrial center. We, of course, are redoing Riverfront Park. It was a big industrial center. Now, of course, going to be absolutely beautiful. But you also have a walk along the Shannon there.
We have Spokane Walk.
Yes.
And there has been a significant investment in the last number of years. Now, hopefully, if you do get a chance to come across, Mary, you'll see it actually in its full glory. We spent approximately 6 million euro there in the last couple of years, revitalising that part of it. It is, as the Mayor said, part of our plan to look back on the river, make use of the river, and bring it part into the community itself. So it was a very significant piece of work. It's part of an overall plan on a riverside project, not dissimilar to what you're at here.
Absolutely.
I'm extremely impressed with the level of investment that's taking place here. You must give me a few hints, Mayor, in terms of just how to get it going, because I think we had similar challenges from what I'm told. The city centre was dying, was on its knees. Limerick, while Ireland went through an economic crash, Limerick never got the benefit of the Celtic Tiger either. So we were coming from a low base. So we've taken control of strategic sites. We actually have moved forward in terms of direct investment with the help of the council, with serious borrowings, and we're getting that investment going. Now what we're really trying to do is get the private sector back going. The market collapsed, and when the market collapsed, you got to step in.
And so, Mayor, what are some of your first thoughts of Spokane now that you've been back here?
Yeah, I obviously with the Riverside Park, I'm very impressed. I think it's 60 million, is it?
It's 64, yeah.
64 million, that's a lot of money, isn't it? So we need to find out how you can get your hands on this kind of money, you know?
You know, it's pretty amazing. We went to the public, I was born the year Expo 74 was here, so we had a big 40th anniversary, and so we went to the public, and it overwhelmingly people wanted to do that, and now we're starting. You've talked about the private sector. We're starting to see the development from the private sector right here next to City Hall. We have a new children's museum, science museum. That was the building was a gift from the private sector, and then of course a nonprofit runs. We're starting to see some of the commercial development now just come on board around the park, so people see that investment and want to be a part of it. It's pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, we've seen the water storage, all that excavation work that's going on. It's absolutely, you know, it's huge there. Look at what's happening. A lot happening here in Spokane. But I want to say that we're so happy to be, you know, to be twinned with Spokane, have a sister city here, because you know we're on very far sides of the world, really, you know. But we absolutely appreciate, you know, the hospitality we get here always, and we're delighted, you know, when people come from Spokane to visit Limerick, and you know, and that means a lot to us over there. But I think we need to extend and build a lot more on that relationship.
Absolutely, and as you've been here, I've been to Limerick. We start seeing those collaborations. Be frank, some of the last time it was just a couple years ago. Your predecessor was here and looking at some of our wastewater. You had just, I think the EU had just come in and did a wastewater treatment facility overhaul. What are some of the things that you're visiting while you guys are here in Spokane?
Well, as you say, now we've seen the wastewater treatment, thanks to Jim this morning in relation to it, to get a flavour of that. We were quite taken by what you're doing, the attenuation of I don't know quite what the words, where you're actually controlling the water fall off into the river itself.
Sure, the combined sewer overflows.
I haven't seen that in that type of scale at all before. So I suppose I'm interested in the workings of the place in that regard. I'm particularly interested in how you're actually redeveloping the city, the overall plan, how it's coming together for you. So those things are important to us. We are a riverside city, just like yourself itself, and we are on the periphery of Europe. We are now the only English-speaking country in Europe at this point in time, and that is an opportunity. And so we're both here to tell about that opportunity, but also to learn about it.
I think the student exchange as well, I think we need to build a lot more on that, because, you know, many of the faculties you have here, like, certainly are similar to what we're doing in Limerick. And we have a wonderful university there, and, you know, there's already exchanges there, but we'd like to see more.
Build on those and grow those,
you know. And also, like, cultural exchanges, I think we need to do that a little more. It's challenging, that is, now, because I'm involved a little with Irish traditional music myself, and
oh, really?
Yeah. So I play a little bit of it, not very good, but a small bit. When some of the delegation were over early this year in Limerick, so they came to my local hostelry, and we had some tunes, and Kerry there was dancing. She was doing some Irish dancing, and Jack Gerrity was there. It was absolutely wonderful, like, you know. But I would love to see a lot more cultural exchanges, because I think we have a lot to offer in Limerick, as you have here in Spokane.
It would be great to see those happen. I'll tell you, my parents were on that first trip in 1990, and it was an absolute. My father, of course, with his grandfather coming from Ireland, it was his first time back, and they absolutely had a ball. I had never been to Ireland until I came just a few years ago. So, and it's interesting. I quickly get into the mechanics of running a city and see how you run the city and or now the county and the city together. So I say to those here in Spokane that have thought about a metro government before, it only took you guys 844 years. We may have some time before Spokane is that old. Well, thank you for joining us on the Mayor's Show today and learning a little bit about Limerick. We hope you enjoy your time here, and I know those here in Spokane enjoy the relationship very much, and a very vibrant sister city society. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
That's all time we have today, and I want to say thank you to the Mayor and to the Chief Executive for joining us today, and thank all of you at home for watching. For more information about these and other topics, you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook under the username Spokane City to stay current on issues affecting our community. I hope you'll join me again next time to learn more about your city.